it's Hannah. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute. Let me just say I'm so excited to finally sit down, film this video for y'all. It just feels so good. It has been so long, I just can't even explain it. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you can be notified every time I upload a video you don't want to miss. But before I just keep on rambling on, let's get started and I will show you guys my natural everyday glam makeup look. So let's just get started. Whew. Okay, so first I'm just going to pull my hair back because it is going to get in my way. So first I'm going to start by priming my face. I'm going to be using this primer by BECCA. It is the Ever Matte Poreless Primer. I've used this a few times. I actually got it in my BoxyCharm, and it's just like a smaller, not really a sample size because you get quite a bit, but it isn't as big as the regular size. It's very sticky, and I really just use it where I have pores, but I'm not 100% yet how I feel about it. To prime the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with this GLAMGLOW. It's just the Glam Starter, and it's in the shade Nude Glow. And I like to look dewy and radiant and glowy, so I just kind of use this all over. So when I do my everyday glam makeup, I like to use two products and mix them together. And I like to start off with the HOURGLASS Vanish Stick. The reason I like to do this is because you only get 0.25 ounces of product with this, so I don't really ever use it on its own. I'd rather mix it in with something else. So once we have warrior stripes all over our face, we're going to go in with our next foundation. And I'm going to be using this one by LANCôME, and I'm not even going to attempt to try to say the name because I don't even know. And I'm just going to use my little cap that I have a bunch of junk already on it. Pump a few pumps out, and then I'm going to go in with my MORPHE sponge. I'm just going to pick up a little bit on there and start to apply it. You can just see the coverage that it gives. So one cool thing about this LANCôME foundation is it has SPF 15 in it. It also claims to be a 24-hour wear. Haven't tested that out, but probably won't ever. It also claims that it is transfer resistant. So once we have our foundation all blended out, we're going to go in with contour, and I'm going to be taking this Tarteist Pro palette. At the very bottom of the first row, you have a cream contour. And I like to first start out by doing that before I go in with powders. I feel like going in with foundations, then cream contours, and then a concealer just kind of gives you the base to everything that you're going to be working with. And one reason why I like to do the contour before is because once I get the concealer down, it'll help to kind of blend out the contour and not make it look so harsh. I'll show you what I mean once I get there. Next, I'm going to be going in with concealer, and I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way, and I'm using it in the shade Porcelain. And I like to use a lot of concealer because I like to use it as extra coverage, even though You'll know I like full coverage foundation. So sometimes what I will do if I feel like my concealer doesn't look bright enough, or if I'm using a foundation that's a little darker, or I'm a little more tan, I will go in with a little bit of a lighter one. And this is Tarte. It's in the shade Fair Neutral. And I just take the littlest amount and put it right in the inner corner. I'm going to go back in with that same Morphe sponge and blend it all out. The reason I like to use a lighter concealer sometimes is because depending on the translucent powder or any setting powder that you use, some tend to, even if it's no color or if it's a light color, it tends to darken up your under eyes. So if you just go a tiny bit lighter with your concealer, then it'll help just that much more. And then once all of the concealer is blended out, I like to pat it down right over my contour, just so there's no harsh lines. And sometimes you might feel like you look kind of ghostly, like it's too light, but we can fix that up with bronzer. Next, we're going to go in with powder. I'm going to take my Holy Grail Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I like to use my damp sponge, dip it in, and then start pressing under my eyes. I don't necessarily bake with this because if you can tell, just this side that I pressed the powder into looks a lot more matte than this side, and I like to go more for the dewy look. So I don't like to bake because I feel like it dries my under eyes out a little too much. I'm also applying that everywhere else that we applied the concealer. Once we get all that pressed in, I like to take a big fluffy brush and just grab a little bit of that powder and dust it around. And I don't like to do this with a lot of product, but I just like to do it right before I put any other powder products on because I want it to all apply smooth and even, and I don't want any crazy blotchiness going on. Bronzer, we're going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer, and it is the powder bronzer in Rich Amber. I have gone back and forth whether or not I like this or not. Sometimes I feel like it looks a little too red on me. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, dang, that bronzer looks good. But here lately, I've been liking it, so we're gonna bronze up the face with this. Basically, to bronze up your face, you just want to put it anywhere. If you do a cream bronzer or a cream contour, you want to put it anywhere that you apply that. So really, basically in a 3 on your face. But under my chin, I don't like to put as much because it might make your face look a little different color than your neck, and we don't want that. Once we are all kinds of bronze, I still like to go in with a powder contour. The reason is because you want your contour to be a little cool toned and you want your bronzer to be more warm. So this is a very warm bronzer, so I just like to go in with a little something cooler just to give that sharp edge contour. So today we aren't going to go with anything too crazy. It's more of a lighter shade. So I'm going to be using this Tarte palette. It is the Double Duty Beauty, and it is a contour and highlight palette. It has one highlight and one contour. As you can tell, this is really light, but it is a very, very cool tone. So I just like to go in with that and apply it to the very bottom of your contour. I also like to use the same contour shade when I contour my nose instead of the bronzer shade. A really good tip that some people don't usually do or know about is if you get a little messy with your contour, which to me right now it just kind of looks like a big brown splotch, you can go back in with a translucent powder. And I like to use this sponge because it is very precise, and I just like to get quite a bit of that on there. And start right under where you want your contour to end. And do a straight diagonal down. And that'll just clean it up and make it look a lot cleaner and sharper. While we're letting that sit, we're gonna go ahead and jump in with blush, and we're gonna be using this one by Laura Geller. It is the Baked Blush-n-Brighten. That's what it looks like. It is a berry pink and it has some shimmer to it, so it just kind of gives that luminosity look. And I like to apply that just on the apples of my cheek and blend it backwards. After that, we're just going to dust away this powder, and you can tell it just looks a lot sharper. Next, we're going to go ahead and go in with highlight. I'm going to be using this Anastasia Amrezy highlight. It is so pretty. I'm still so obsessed with it. And the way that I like to use this highlight is still with my damp sponge. I need to just try to do a whole video doing everything with my sponge, because I basically do anyways. So I just drag it and get some product on it. Ooh, girl. And place it right where I want it. And the reason I like to use my sponge is that I feel like it gives just that airbrush look. To me, it just makes it look like it all just melts more together, and it doesn't look like a shimmer powder just sitting on top of your face. So normally on the regular day-to-day basis, I don't do a full eyeshadow look. Mostly because I just like to throw something on and run out the door. If I have somewhere I'm going, or if I just have the time to, I will do an eyeshadow look, but here lately I've just been kind of lazy, so I haven't. So if I still want that put together full out makeup look, I will go in with the same bronzer that I use and just warm up my eyelids. So that's what I'm going to do today. We're just going to jump back into that same Anastasia Rich Amber bronzer shade, and I'm just going to get a fluffy brush and put it into the center crease of my eye. Alright, so for eyebrows, we're going to go in with the Flower Beauty Draw the Line eyebrow pencil. And I'm just going to pop these brows on. Now that we have our brows on and they kind of look scary, I'm going to go back in with the Anastasia Amrezy highlight, and I'm just going to pop this on my brow bone and inner corner. And I also like to pop a little bit on the tip of my nose and right down the bridge of my nose. So before we go on to lashes and mascara, I like to go ahead and set my face, especially today because I'm going to be using a Dewy Finish setting spray. And this one is by NYX Cosmetics.
Hey, my name is Moosey.
Next, I'm going to go in with mascara. I'm just going to use the Too Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof on my bottom lashes and the Tarte Light Camera Lashes on the top, and then we're going to pop on some falsies. Right, next I'm going to pop on some lashes, and I'm going to be using these by Battington Lashes. I've actually used them before, so I'm just going to go off camera and pop these on real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, last but not least, we're going to do lips. I'm going to go in with this Melted Metal by Too Faced. It is in the shade Metallic Tutu. Alright, and here you have it, my everyday natural glam tutorial. I don't know what I'm gonna call this, but just kind of my everyday go-to. This is what I do, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Hey, if you're excited that I am here posting another video, give this video a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions for future videos, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!